We are at the Capitol steps right behind us. And the reason why we're here with over 350 other affordable housing advocates from all across the country representing Habitat for Humanity. And we're here because we're going to demand from our legislators and our policymakers that the cost of homes should be something that everyone can afford. We're getting ready to have a really great, inspiring rally.
Habitat's here at the Capitol Dome. Habitat's here for cost of home.
Over half your pay?
It's not okay.
Over half your pay?
It's not okay.
We're known for our hammers.
Today we use our voice.
Home or transportation?
It shouldn't be a choice.
Home or healthy food?
It shouldn't be a choice.
Home or medical care?
It shouldn't be a choice.
What do we want?
Home affordability.
When do we want it?
Now.
All right, scream everybody, come on! Folks are having to choose between housing costs and healthcare costs, education costs. We're having to work more than one job in order to make a way. So today we are here to let Congress know that this is unacceptable, that in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, it is unacceptable for more than 18 million people to have to pay more than half their income on housing costs.
I want to thank every one of you for coming out and being part of this. It is so important that our legislators hear from their own constituents and that we make this personal. I think one of the things that has always surprised me is that housing hasn't been higher on the national agenda. And we need to unapologetically make the case that homeownership is not just good for families, but it's good for communities as well. And we know, as we think about equity and inequality, it's one of the best ways for low-income and particularly low-income minority families historically to build assets over time, to break a generational cycle of poverty, and to create a generational asset for their families.
So who's from Texas? Yes! Love it, love it. So I loved hearing our CEO talk about NIMBYism being everywhere. Have any of you ever had to face NIMBYism? They all want what's best for us, right? Abundant housing policies, right? Gosh, I wish. So we heard from a congressman this morning, and he was amazing. And he said, you have to see through the smokescreen of NIMBYism. And I love that. I'm just like, oh, it's so true.
Habitat's here at the Capitol Dome. Habitat's here for cost of home.
Habitat for Humanity really speaks to what this country is about.
Yeah.
So let's tell it the way it is. We're not doing what we should be doing in housing in America. And everyone has to step up to the plate to do more.
That's right.
And when I look at the historic decline of federal funding for housing, the federal government is not meeting its basic obligation to make sure Americans have safe, affordable, quality homes. I think we often think that if it's going to be done, it's got to be done by the government, and you and I both know it in our lives. There's nothing like a faith-based community when it comes to helping us all every day with no ulterior motives, just the fact, you know what? We love each other, and we know that we need to help each other, and we know there's ways we can do it, and we do it every day in every way. So people that are at the lower income scale, and people who really want to have a home to go home to, a place to raise your children, a place to lay your head in the pillow at night, a place to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, and all the other wonderful things we celebrate, right? There's no place like home.
The question is, what do we do with this surplus infrastructure, the home infrastructure in neighborhoods that have been forgotten for too long in this nation and in Mike Kelly and my communities? We invest in them, and we find a way to incentivize great groups like Habitat for Humanity, one of the greatest not-for-profits in America and throughout the world.
Thank you, and I couldn't be happier to be here today to share our family's story. I'm privileged to continue my work with Habitat for Humanity International, community members, and leaders to advocate for affordable home ownership nationwide. 25 years ago, we were like many families today. We were a growing family with a one income, living in a one-bedroom apartment. My family was living paycheck to paycheck on $7 an hour. Finances were a daily struggle and the cause of much angst and stress. We had no idea we were going to if we were ever going to find safe, affordable housing to raise our family and strive for that American dream. Like many families, we wanted a home to call our own. In late 1994, we began to look at houses and choose the best of the worst due to our financial state, knowing that we may not qualify for anything. During this very stressful time, my sister Julie, here with me today, reached out to us and told us about a program she read in the newspaper, and it was Habitat for Humanity. We applied, and we were excited with the opportunity of affordable housing. And with some hesitation and possible rejection, we filled out the application and mailed it in. Time passed and some despair set in as we weren't hearing anything. But then when we least expected it, we received a call from the Habitat office asking if they could come and interview us. The interview turned into a congratulations, you've been selected.